I do want to say a special thank you, though, to Dr. Alpana, who passed away in late 2017. Dr. Alpana was a great friend, a great human being, an amazing doctor. She was a board member, she was a client, she was a donor. She will be sorely missed, so Dr. Alpana, I hope you're watching, but she will be sorely missed. And we wanted to just say to her family, who is here, so thank you guys for all coming tonight. Thank you. One of the words you guys are going to hear a lot of, which is orientation and mobility. What is orientation and mobility? Orientation and mobility, we think, is the cornerstone program for Second Sense. And why is that? It's because it teaches vision impaired and blind people how to get wherever they want to go. If they want to go get coffee, if they want to go to work, if they want to hang out with friends, they can do it independently. So you'll be hearing a lot about orientation and mobility. We'll leave this up for another second. Everyone take a look at it. Brett keeps me on a really tight schedule, so I will move on. But we are very excited for you to take a look at orientation and mobility and why it's so important. There's a quiz in 20 seconds for everybody who's paying attention. Now I'm going to quiz you. And those of you who are not paying attention, you're going to miss out on the quiz. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this year I am happy to say that every dollar we raise at the paddle raise will be matched dollar for dollar by a foundation. So every dollar that we raise, they'll match it. So try not to forget that when you are putting in for your paddle raise. Please also don't forget the artwork. This artwork is juried by 3 jurors. One of them is here, Annie. Annie, are you here? Annie? There she is. Annie, Georgina, and Jim all did their jury work. And we had 125 pieces submitted, and I think we got to 45. So we are very excited about our artwork. We also have the Judy J. Sick Award. First place was Rose Fortney, Snow on a Tree Bark. Second place went to Charles Blackwell. Charles is actually here today. Where is he, Charles? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Charles is here. Third place was A Time to Remember by Constance Avery. So thank you. The Second Sense difference. What makes us different from so many other organizations? Well, I'm just going to name a few. First and foremost, our services are free of charge no matter what. Free of charge no matter what. You need our services, we'll be there. I wanted to convey with you, I'm going to try to move this on a little bit faster, but I wanted to tell you a story that I recently met with a client. Can everybody hear me back there? Guys, everybody? I really wanted you to hear this story. This is really important. So, I met with a client in my office a couple of weeks ago, and she talked about the 3 stages of her journey through vision impairment and blindness. And she said the first stage is guided by your will. By your brains. Where the brain tells you, oh my God, I'm blind, I don't know what I'm going to do, I can't do this, I can't do that. What am I going to do? I don't know what to do. And she was very frazzled. The second phase, and it takes some people 5 months, 8 months, a year, 2 years. For her, it was a couple of years. The second phase was her will took over, and she said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to seek help. I'm going to find somebody to help me because I want to be independent. I want to live my life just like I did. And she said, guess what the third stage was? The stage that she met Second Sense and met the staff and the programs at Second Sense. And guess what she told me? She said she stopped thinking about the past and what she couldn't do, and she started thinking about the future and what she was going to do. So I was really happy that she shared that with me, and I have the chance to share it with you, because what we do, what the staff does, what we do at Second Sense is incredible. And the things that we connect with people with regard to their visual impairments, this one woman with her journey through it, which she is continuing with us, was just absolutely amazing. So try to think about that when you think about visual impairment and blindness. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the distinct honor to introduce to you Andrea O'Connell. She is our speaker tonight. She obviously is going to talk to you about her journey through visual impairment and and how orientation and mobility helped her. So help me give her a round of applause for Andrea O'Connell.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I'm so honored to be here tonight. You really got quiet when I got up on stage.
Quiet them down for you.
Yeah, but I am so honored to be here tonight. I want to share with you just some parts of my own journey of vision loss. I actually have an undiagnosed retina disease that's really rare and special that my doctors found when I was around 15 years old. And so when I was about 30, I started to lose vision really quickly. So I had a total retinal detachment in my left eye in 2012, and then in 2016, in a matter of 2 months, I went from being 20/40 to 2400. So a really significant change really quickly. At the time, my husband and I were living in Houston, and I was working at a children's hospital there. I'm a registered dietitian, and we made the decision that we should move back to Chicago. We had lived here previously, and we loved Chicago, and we also felt like it was going to be able to accommodate my needs in terms of public transportation and really help me to remain as independent as I want to be. So we moved back to Chicago in February of 2017, so just over a year ago. And I will never forget the first week when I was at home in our new place in Logan Square, and Patrick, my husband, had gone to work, and I felt scared to leave the house. And that was not a feeling that felt good or that I was at all accustomed to, but I didn't have the skills and I didn't have the confidence to leave the house as a person with a visual impairment. This was all so new to me. So it was lucky for me that I found Second Sense pretty shortly thereafter, and my first experience at Second Sense was a 1-week technology training, and it was fantastic. And in addition to just the skills that I learned, I also had the opportunity to connect with people with similar situations. And I remember speaking with a young woman who was also visually impaired. She was a student in the class, and I remember her telling me, because she knew that I was a couple weeks out from beginning orientation and mobility training, so training with the white cane. And I remember her telling me that I should give O&M all the time and effort and energy that it deserves, because it's the most important skill that we have as visually impaired people, because it's really our key to independence. And so I took that advice to heart, and I started working with Rachel, our O&M instructor at Second Sense, and we worked together for many months. And so I was hoping that I could take you all on just a brief journey, an imaginary journey, the way that I do things when I go to work every morning, just so you have a sense for what it's like. So just indulge me for a moment. When I leave my house in the mornings, I head out of our gates and I head west on Diversey Avenue. And I know that I try my best to stay in the center of the sidewalk so as not to get hit by doors that are, whipping open with customers coming out of businesses, and not to hit any of the sidewalk furniture. On the left side of the sidewalk, things like mailboxes and signs. So trying hard to stay in the center. And then when I can hear the traffic ahead of me, I can hear it first at Milwaukee and Kimball and Diversey. And then I know that I'm there when my cane hits those bumps on the edge of the curb, signaling that the curb is ending and the street is beginning. And so when I get to that intersection, I align my body so that my body is facing the crosswalk. And I make an assessment. And I ask myself, is this safe for me to cross? And I have to consider a lot of things. I think about what's the shape of this intersection. Is it a T shape? Is it a cross shape? Or it's something we have in Chicago, it's actually a 6 points. So I think about that. And it matters because it's giving me information about when's it gonna be safe for me to cross this street. And so I do my assessment and I decide that it's gonna be safe for me to cross when the traffic on Milwaukee Avenue gets the fresh green light. So we call that a parallel surge. And so that occurs when the traffic is halted and then they get the green and they go. And that is in effect providing we call it a wall of steel, like a wall of protection for pedestrians who are crossing the street. So I know that's when I'm gonna cross. And then the next thing I have to think about is, do I have enough time to get across the street? So I know that Diversey is 4 traffic lanes, and then there's 2 parking lanes on either side, so that's 6 lanes I have to get across. And gosh, I think I can make it because I walk fairly fast, so I've made that decision. And so I wait for it, and when I hear the parallel surge on Milwaukee, I take my cane and I step off the curb. And as I'm heading across Diversey Avenue, I feel the street slope upwards, and that gives me tactile feedback that I'm approaching the middle of the street. And then I feel the decline on the opposite side. My cane hits the bumps on the opposite curb, on the opposite side of Diversey, and I've made it. And that is just one of many streets that I have to cross. And that doesn't include all the other obstacles I may encounter along the way. It doesn't include the stairs down to the L. It doesn't include getting myself positioned on the L platform. What I'm trying to convey is that it's very complex, but it's also so necessary for the visually impaired to have this training, because without it, I would still be scared to leave our house. And so I have so much gratitude for Second Sense. It's not an exaggeration in the slightest when I say that if it wasn't for Second Sense, I wouldn't be starting my thesis for my master's program in the fall. I wouldn't be back at work, and I wouldn't be getting my first guide dog next month. So I have so much to be grateful to Second Sense for, and I'm also so grateful to all of you because you support Second Sense. So thank you so much.
Well, at least I know next year who's going to be the MC for this. Booker, she's in. The next part of the night is our paddle race, which, as you can see, we have a goal of $23,000. Marty, are you here? You're coming? Awesome. Marty is going to work with you guys and beg for the paddle race. Right, Marty?
That's what I do. Get ready, everybody.
You want to come up here?
Is it time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, everybody get the telephone out. It looks like this. Get the app up on the screen. I know you know how to do it. I'm watching you too. So this, after the speech we just heard, it just gives me a great deal of pleasure to be here and also a great deal of gratitude and thanks for the blessings I've received, and also the motivation I just received from that beautiful presentation to tell us all of us here today, will go home and appreciate what we've been given, and also get inspiration from the brave, strong, talented, articulate people who are here tonight, who have suffered vision loss and will allow us to go to work tomorrow and be stronger. Now, I want everyone, I see some people without phone in their hands, so everybody do the nudge, okay? And also I will do a pre-sell, Steve, on the beads. If you don't have a bead on, this is for the heads or tail. It's going to be a lot more fun than this, I'm guaranteeing you that. Because I'm not a fun guy, but the next person will be. So what I want to do, that's our goal, and what I'd like you to do is go to the menu section and click Make a Donation, and whatever's in your heart and everything in your wallet, I want you to press the button and please make a bid to see how high we can get this thing, because you know the work, you know where the money goes. You see the people around here who need it. Keep pressing the button. There's more clicks. I wish there were loud, audible clicks. Come on, we're getting closer. Is anybody else out there? Hello, come on. Now remember, come on, keep it going. I'm going to start singing if unless it goes up, and that's really a very unpleasant situation. Oh, that got us to 17, okay? What if I told you I was going to start dancing? Where would that get it? Okay, that's a little more. What if I told you I'm going to start telling family stories? I'm going to bring out the family photos very shortly. Okay, come on. Get me to the 23 or Steve won't let me sit down. Okay, all right. Wonderful people, generous, kind, compassionate, and just like all the people at Second Sense. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, here we go.
If anybody does not have a phone, and Marty will track you down if you don't, BidPal has extra places, so we're at $31,155, so thank you very much. Don't stop bidding, by the way. Don't stop bidding. A couple of things. We're running a few minutes late, so heads or tails is going to be at 7:45. If you don't have beads, you got to get them. Heads or tails is a lot of fun. We have Blackhawks tickets, a one-night stay here at the Fairmont Hotel. We have a lot of good stuff for it, so thank you very much for the power raise too. Thank you very much. $31,705. Our goal was $30,000. Thank you very much. We have about 6 minutes for the heads or tails. Laura and Brett, 6 minutes. Thank you guys, thank you.